thinking about it, I can't eat something all the way. I can never send it. I feel like I've been like really, really hungry only a couple times in my life.
Are you a snacker?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Would you like a snack?
I love snacks.
Yeah. You stay here.
Oh, great.
I love staying here.
Sorry.
Fantastic.
You stay here. Oh, great. I was reacting to the snacks there.
This is the mystery snack bag.
Yes.
You are allowed to pick multiple times, but you have to close your eyes. And whatever you get.
That's what you get?
You can keep picking, though, but
Okay.
you can't look.
Okay. No
All right.
allergies, so I'm an ideal candidate.
Nice.
I have picked Lenny and Larry's The Complete Cookie, white chocolate flavored macadamia.
Would you like to trade?
No.
Are you satisfied?
I love white chocolate macadamia.
Well, that was the easiest we've ever had. All right, great.
Because this is the game of like, if you pick again, you've lost the first one.
All right, just for funsies, see what you got if you picked again.
Okay. If I would have picked again.
If you would have picked again.
I would have gotten, the cheese with the peanut butter? No, we're good. The Keebler elf? I hate that guy.
Hello, welcome to our very professional setup.
Yay, thank you for having me.
Hi, welcome. We're here with Emma Harner, and we just wrapped a Seawall session. Emma, how you doing? How are we doing?
Doing really well. Feeling good about it.
Okay, cool.
Had a lot of fun.
What's your high of the day been so far?
High of the day. Well,
If there's still one coming up, that's okay. Something that you're looking forward to, that's okay.
I think my high of the day was getting to play with my friend Emerson, which you'll see if you saw the session. She did really well, and it was our first time trying that sort of thing. So I think my guitar lends itself well to a little ambient noise.
And you and Emerson know each other from high school.
High school.
Right.
Yeah.
And so is that the first time you've seen each other since high school, or?
Our paths have crossed, both living on the East Coast, a couple times since. So I'd say we've probably seen each other like 3 or 4 times since. Yeah.
Sweet.
But it's a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people were in your high school?
Oh, and I'm bad at numbers. But I think our graduating class was like 600, maybe.
Wait, graduating class?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I grew up in Lincoln, which I think Lincoln population is like 300,000 people, probably. And there were 6 high schools at the time that I was there. I think there are more now. But yeah, I think there were like 1,500 people in our high school total.
What is your favorite thing about Lincoln, Nebraska? For those who have never been. I've never been.
The pace, I think, of everything is my favorite. And just the people and the general, like, atmosphere. I love it there. It's my home.
Nice.
You know?
What's your favorite thing about, like, the Midwest in general, right? Versus, like, that state of being versus, because, I mean, do you consider yourself a city girl yet? Or are you just, like, waiting for the moment that you can unplug?
I'm just waiting for the moment that I can leave the city whenever I'm in it. I think generally, like, the awareness of space that comes with the Midwest. Like, everything is spread out, and you really feel like you can spread out in a lot of ways. Like, I don't ever have to worry about parking my car. There's always going to be a parking lot everywhere I'm going. Yeah. There's just so much space for everything.
Yeah, it's true. There are a lot of less checklists, I guess, to prepare for before you go
leave
out
the house.
into the world. Yeah. Well, I'd love to know, are you someone who, like, immediately relaxes once the performance is over, or do you replay everything you just did in your head for the next hour? Like, what kind of person are you?
I'd say I tend to, like, when I make a mistake on stage, or like in a session or whatever, I'll process it in the milliseconds after I've made it and just be like, okay, that happened. And then I play through the rest of the thing, and then I'm done. And usually after a show, I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling like
Sounds really
double
healthy.
thumbs up. Even if I messed up, I'll kind of forget that I messed up for a while and then wake up in a cold sweat at night and go, oh man, I messed that part up. But, you know, it happened.
You had me for a second. I was like, that sounds so healthy of you, until the cold sweat.
Well, yeah, I guess. I think I have spent a really long time, like, making peace with the liveness of live music. And I think especially in a world today of, like, generative AI and like, you know, AI music is a threat to what I do and what a lot of recording artists do. So I think like down the line, the humanness of music is going to become a lot more important. So mistakes are good. Mistakes are important. Mistakes show that like you did that live. It was you, you know?
Do you do a lot of sessions? Because I'm curious, we've done a few sessions with people who are very good at that live, because you can't like restart a song in front of a live audience because you flubbed. But when we do sessions, they're very perfectionist about it. And they're like, no, wait, do it over, do it over, do it over. Do you find that you can still like keep the same healthy approach to it? Or are you someone who's like, wait, no, now that there's no live audience, I want to keep starting over?
Yeah, I think I've had to pull myself back a lot, and I've landed on a place now where I love to do one or two takes. I love to be like, that's what it is, and let's put it out, you know, because I don't know, it's freeing to me. I've done a lot of sessions and even like recording sessions, trying to record studio versions of songs where we can get into the real nitty gritty of like, okay, sing it this way and then this way and then this way and then this way. And like, it wasn't quite right. And we have to do it 100 times and then the perfect vocal comp. And then I think sometimes that can really get to me, and just the humanness of one recording. Yeah. Like on my album, it's a lot of a lot of the vocal takes that you hear in the song were one take.
Sick.
I think most of them. I think there are maybe like two or three songs where we comped some phrases in, but it's mostly just like full take of guitar, full take of vocals. Like maybe we did 5 or 6 or 7 takes to get a take that I really liked, but I think it was important that it was a full take for me in a lot of this. So, I mean, in that way, it's a big departure from some of the other music that I have out that's been a lot more like, let's get everything super like checklist how it is, instead of just like, let's make some art, you know?
Well, so I'd love to know too, when you're performing these songs that you've played maybe hundreds of times now, does your brain go into autopilot at all, or are you still very present in every moment because some of these are so complex and you're like, well, I have to make sure I get this lick right. I have to make sure I hit this harmonic, right?
Yeah, the autopilot is my friend with the complicatedness of the guitar parts. There are some songs where I, especially like in a tour sense, when I'm on tour and it's like I'm playing the same songs every night, if I have a conscious thought during one of the songs, I'll mess up. So sometimes I need to make sure. And it also depends on like how I'm feeling that day and what the audience is giving me as well. Like there's a lot of like, if the audience is amazing and giving me a lot, then it's a lot more of like, okay, well, here I am playing this song for you and let's do it together. But sometimes, especially if I've had a day that's even a little off being on tour, it's like the autopilot comes in handy so much because I can just do it. And I think, I mean, between songs, I like to joke a lot when I'm on stage, just like to make jokes and try to be funny and get people to laugh, because I think it's a fun juxtaposition between like a really sad folk song that you just heard and like maybe getting to laugh a little bit. I don't know, but that's kind of where I bring in the like present moment stuff.
In between, in the stage presence.
I really like to dissociate though, like during playing my songs.
You started playing violin when you were 3, which means music was already part of your life long before you picked up guitar. But when you think about the way you write and arrange songs and the way that you still perform these like technically demanding feats, so to speak, do you feel like that early classical training kicks in and shapes in it all? Or was it just kind of something you did because your parents put you in violin? Like, I'm curious how much that kind of shaped your approach to stage presence. You know?
I mean, when I started studying guitar, when I got to college, and I was able to kind of start studying it like I had studied violin, which was in a technical way. Like, it's better if you move your hand like this much, this direction. I really, really fell in love with technique and studying technique like that. So I'd say I bring a lot of that on, like in how I learned back then. Practicing things that are hard by chopping it up and playing it backwards and forwards and different rhythms. And I still do a lot of that because Usually not, well, whenever I'm challenging myself to write something, it usually comes out and I can't play it yet. I have to really work on it. Like, it's in my mind and I can't quite play it yet. And then I have to like practice it a lot and then I'm able to play it. And those are skills. The technique practicing is stuff that I really learned when I was learning violin. So
nice.
Yeah, I like to bring it in a lot.
One thing people really find surprising about your story is how recently you started playing guitar compared to how advanced your playing is now. Did you ever feel that same kind of momentum with the violin, or was it something like, maybe you just did when you were young, but you never, like, was your heart in it the same way, or?
My heart was in playing with an orchestra. That was so fun. And I hope to be able to do it again at some point. I know it's hard to sometimes just be like, I want to play in a large ensemble of 60 people, and then it happens. That doesn't just happen. But
you don't get to just go to the label and be like, I want an entire string section.
Yeah, I mean, no label, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe one day. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know, playing, like sitting on a stage and playing with 60 people the same piece of music is so unifying. And it's also where I fell in love with melody. Like, I remember one specific piece for me was Brahms' Tragic Overture. When I played that with my like honors strings ensemble in high school, it was like, whoa, this is so good. And we were all playing it at the same time, and it just gave me this feeling that was insane. So
Talk about autopilot, huh?
Yeah.
Getting to just like be one of the fish in the school of fish swimming in the ocean.
So nice. So I miss it. I really miss it for that reason. Yeah. I kind of forget what your original question was because I was thinking so hard about that.
It doesn't even matter. The point is the journey or the destination. I don't know.
The journey, not the destination.
So when you're writing, do you think of the guitar as accompaniment to the lyrics, or does the guitar actually lead the songwriting these days?
It really depends on the song. I think really specifically, it's usually one or the other, and then they come together in a cool way. Like, I have a lot of lyric/melody ideas written down in my notes app. Like, if I ever died really tragically and then someone found my phone and was looking through my notes app, they'd be like, what cringe is this?
Is it like Charlie Puth level? Like, like his little things that he loves to release?
It's just like little stupid poems. And then I usually try and pick up the guitar at some point and like set them to a guitar part. And then sometimes I pick up the guitar and tune it to something weird and something cool happens, and then I try to make a vocal melody that kind of harmonizes with the guitar melody in a cool way. There are some songs where I think definitely the vocal melody and everything that's happening with the vocals is really secondary to the guitar. Like, my song Do It is a really good example of that, where the vocal is kind of like just an ARP that's on top of, like, I don't know.
That one like thing. Broke TikTok for a second.
A little bit.
Yeah. A kind of a good jumping off point. You originally started getting attention through your short guitar videos online, and at first they were covers, and then you started posting these original riffs and alternate tuning ideas that really sparked conversation among players. And so at the time, you were still very much a student, just experimenting with the instrument and sharing what you were learning. What did that transition feel like from the inside, going from posting clips on the internet, almost like a practice diary, to suddenly realizing there were thousands of people watching and paying attention to what you were doing?
Yeah, I think it happened sort of quickly, and really, really too quickly for me to get my head around. Like, I maybe posted like one video, and then a year later I would post another one. And then I remember some of my friends were also friends at Berkeley were starting to get some traction on Instagram Reels. And I was thinking, it wouldn't be bad to try that and see what happens. So that's what I did. I kind of committed myself for a time to putting out as much as I could and cross-posting. Cross-posting was the big thing because TikTok for me was a land where like I didn't follow any of my real contacts in my phone, and I could be cringe and no one would know. Because at that point I didn't know whether my songs really were going to be appealing to anyone or whether there was going to be like hate or how it was going to go down. So TikTok was a safe space, and then I kind of started to cross-post, and that's when things started to go more well, you know? Yeah. But the transition was wild and is still happening, I think, in my mind. I think I'll never really be done being a student of the guitar. There's so many ways to play guitar. Like Emerson and I today were talking a little bit about how I don't have the fretboard memorized in standard, because I'm only in standard like 30% of the time, and also because standard, like memorizing the fretboard, it doesn't appeal to me, so it's not something that I want to spend time doing. But if I did, I'm sure it would open up all kinds of different worlds for me. So like maybe at one point I'll sit down and be like, okay, it's time to know.
Did that attention online change the way you thought about your relationship with the instrument at all? Did it add any kind of pressure to, one, the learning experience, but two, also like the requirement for you to post all these intricate videos now?
Yeah, I mean, like,
can't you just use a C chord? Or is that going to make your whole brand fall apart? You know what I mean?
I know. I think there was a little of that. Obviously, there was a little of that. And it's something that I really have to, like, fight and keep out of my brain. It's like I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do artistically, wherever my brain wants to take me, and that's what I'll do. And I think it's sort of intuitive for me, because songwriting, I was songwriting like really bad songs in my room on the keyboard in middle school, you know, and like the ukulele for a time. So songwriting has always been something that I do in like my most vulnerable moments to myself in my room. And like creativity as a muscle is something that I think a lot about and interact with, because it's hard to get yourself to make things. And, you know, I spend a lot of time like not making things and then coming back to it when it feels right. So for me, it's all about like intuitive feeling. Like, how am I feeling about this? Do I want to do this today? Do I want to do, you know, especially with regard to like my songwriting and to an extent with posting videos. Like whenever I've tried to put myself on a schedule, it has just backfired in a way that makes everything not as fun. So I try to stay away from that. And, you know, maybe my numbers could be even bigger and huger if I committed to posting every day, but I think a lot of the art would go out the window for me.
Do you find yourself to be someone who like even can interpret and understand like the analytics behind things, or do you just fully be like, all right, whatever, that got a milli streams, like cool, move on?
I don't know. Like I have friends who are really into data analysis, and sometimes I'll let them look at the data, you know, but I don't know. What was working for me before is just kind of like putting stuff out and seeing, and like I try to keep myself on that side of it, as opposed to like, oh, you know, if there's a bit of it for me. I think I know I have certain techniques when I post. Like I use TikTok to edit, and I use the built-in reverb that they have, and I like always try to start with something really interesting in the first second, probably usually like a guitar lick. That helps with engagement. But beyond that, you know, it's hard to stay away from that when you notice patterns and things that work. It's hard not to be like, okay, well, I would like another video that does well, thank you. You know? But again, sometimes things that I think are going to do well just don't, and vice versa. So,
well, I haven't seen a flop from you yet. So, well, maybe you took it down already.
all the flops taken out immediately.
Yeah. So once you started playing shows and touring, did the relationship with your audience start to feel different? Because suddenly those people who had been watching you on a phone screen were now standing in a room listening to full songs. So what did it feel like the first time that connection moved from the internet into a real room?
Obviously, it's weird, and it feels weird. And then all of a sudden, people were like asking to take pictures with me, and I was like, ah. But I mean, the first time I went out on tour, I was opening for Orla Gartland, my goat, and it was just so fun to just kind of be all of a sudden in this community of people. And Orla's fans are so welcoming and so lovely. I just had the best time ever on that tour. And it was a good soft launch, I think, into the business, because everybody's not there. Because that tour sold out before I joined it. So anyone who knew my music and knew me knew because they heard that I was opening and then went to like go listen to me because they already had the tickets. Or there were maybe a couple people who were like, this is such a big coincidence. I love your music too. But I didn't get a lot of it at the very beginning. And I think if I had, it would have been quite overwhelming because the headline tour that I did and then also opening for Leith Ross, which was also fantastic. I've had such good luck with tour openers, like spots that I've had. But it's like people coming up to me and being like, I love your music. I'm here to listen to your music. It's always very like, how do you respond to that?
Have you learned anything from those other artists on how to, I don't know, how to interact with the public or how to take the spotlight, you know, in stride, or like, are there any kind of like life lessons aside from music that you've picked up from these other acts?
Yeah, I think the first couple times it happened to me, I was just so flustered that I didn't know what to do. And like, so I'm just like red face stammering like, thank you so much, covering my face with my hands. But I think after watching people who do know how to interact with fans and, you know, ask them their name and show like
I love you.
Say
ask
like
them their name.
I know. So like that was a big
One.
thing for me. Like ask their name. Like it's not just a one-sided thing. Like you're meeting someone, you want to know about them. Like what do you do? So that just kind of a reset, a reminder. Like this is a conversation. This isn't just like a moment for you to freak out and be like, what is my life?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so is there a moment or is there a song that is hardest for you to play emotionally but not technically? And how does it change having to play it in a room full of people versus, let's say, for a session?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and say Charlotte because it's like about like a person that I changed the name in the song. And first couple times I finished it while I was on tour and I started playing it on that tour because I was like, I love this song. I want to start playing it. But then I was getting so embarrassed about it. I was like, this is about, and don't even worry about it. And I would play it. And it was, anyway, and I still feel that song I think is the most like, it's about something that is just like so, you know, that stuff that I tend to write about stuff that I'm dealing with and stuff that I have to deal with. And so just coming out in front of an audience, especially before I had like emotional time to process the subject matter of that song by myself. And then all of a sudden I was like, let's do it in front of an audience. That would be fun. Yeah. So just weird. Wouldn't recommend.
So you just used a lot of words to still not tell us what the song was about. Do you ever intend? It's okay if it's a mystery.
I feel like it's a mystery. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll clear the fog.
Okay.
But I would still want it to be a fog.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
So your music often feels very intimate, almost like someone, you know, letting you read pages from their journal. And I think that intimacy translates really well when you post clips of yourself playing guitar in your room. But when you decide to scale those songs up for full band arrangements, how do you work to keep that same energy? How do you decide, you know, how do you avoid it feeling too busy or overproduced?
Yeah, this is a big one. I think, like, production for these songs, it's always been... I think it'll always be, and it is with so many artists that get their start posting a clip of themselves playing the instrument and singing, and that's it on TikTok. Whatever you do, even if it has one other instrument in it, someone is going to comment, when are we getting the acoustic version?
Yeah.
Like, it's too busy, the production is too much. Like,
Guilty.
Sorry, but I like the live
I'm
version
so guilty of
better.
that. I don't leave the comments, but I think it.
And it sucks because I love like recording in the studio. It's one of my passions. I love to arrange and I love to put things over things and kind of make this like master track of what I want the experience of listening to the song to be. And I always write the guitar part with that in mind. Like the songs stand alone by themselves with guitar and vocals really well, I hope, which is why for my songs I'm doing a double. Like I will always be recording the studio version and the live version. Yeah, like the cover of the album is a picture from the set of where we did all the songs, their live versions. So I don't know. It's important for me to like preserve that, but then also be able to do whatever I want in the studio. Like I don't want to care. I really don't want to care about what people think about how I should be producing. You know, it's so hard to throw that away because people do have opinions and you want them to like it. But
do you follow Kalani at all?
No.
Okay, the singer Kalani. So over the summer, or maybe last year, she released "Folded," right, which is arguably her biggest hit to date.
Okay.
And it was another, exactly what you said, an instance of, because the produced song was so stacked, it was stacked to hell. She released, I think, 4 different versions of that song per the fans' request. There's the original. Then she released like just the vocal stems. She released like just the harmonics. She released like and she kept re-recording. And she was happy to do it because she loved like the fan service aspect of it.
Yeah.
But there was one moment where everyone was like on her, release the stems. And she was like, okay. So she does it. And then everyone was like, wait, this is what we wanted. And she like goes on TikTok and she's like, I think y'all don't understand what stems are.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and like I think there's been a miscommunication because this is it.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Oh,
anyway, I'm gonna
that.
send you the video. And
That you should.
Yeah, it's she's obviously way funnier than I am. I'm like recapping this, but that's what I think of right now.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people probably don't even know what they are asking for. And then, I mean, another aspect of it is recording, mixing, and mastering music is so expensive. And I'm an independent artist right now. Like that's I'm doing that. You know, like everything that I make right now is like back into the project. Like let's get this done. So it's really not in my wheelhouse to be able to release like 16 or 17 versions of one song, even though maybe I'd like to, or maybe not. Like maybe not. You know, like
you know what?
Creatively, would I even? I feel like there are probably songs where I could do that, like a ton of versions. But yeah, I don't know.
And you brought this up a little bit, but you know, you have this new album coming out, and I'd love to know because you released a session that was like this magical. I'm just gonna keep calling it like a fort.
Yeah,
it was like a magical, dreamlike, sleepy time fort. Mm-hmm. I just tell me all about that. Tell me who came up with that concept. What was the build like? Where did you actually film it?
Yes.
You know, tell me all about it.
Yeah. So, where did we film it? New Jersey.
The State of Dreams.
Yes, the State of Dreams, Hopes, and Desires. So we did, like, when I was coming up with the title for the album and kind of writing down, because I had all these songs that I had recorded for it. And I had to go back like an English major reading a book and go, okay, what's the through line? What's the theme here? And so I landed on like childhood nostalgia and like dreaming and wishing. So it's called Evening Star, which is a lyric from the song Gale. And I really, when it came time to make like visuals for it, I was talking to my friend Kate, who I feel like was my partner in crime throughout this whole process. Like we were bouncing ideas off of each other for this like visual thing was our baby together. But it's kind of like we wanted to incorporate a live performance aspect into the visuals just because that's what people know me for doing, you know? The people know me for playing live guitar on the internet. So, you know, if I'm playing live guitar on the internet again, but it's my album, you know, that might be good. So we came up with this whole concept where it was the album, like I'm sitting in my childhood bedroom, which wasn't my real bedroom. We built a set.
Did it look anything like it though?
No,
like, did you
not
art
at all.
direct it? No.
I went for like boy bedroom when that wasn't even my bedroom. I just really, that was my, like the Pinterest board was like I Spy, Zathura, stuff like that.
Did you, like in real life, what'd you have on your wall? Like Hannah Montana or?
My walls were like blue and I painted all kinds of stuff on them.
Such an art girly. Go on.
The whole time. But yeah, so the concept is I'm sitting in this bedroom and on the floor, which is important because I write all my songs sitting on the floor, most of them, or like crisscross. on a couch. That's my preferred writing position.
Applesauce, copy.
Yes. I didn't want to say applesauce, but I'm glad that you did.
Applesauce, copy that.
Yeah. So, so I'm sitting on the floor and playing the album top to bottom over a sleepless night. So it's like we start at sunset and we end at sunrise. And Kate, genius that she is like an artist with like projections. So we had this window behind the bedroom set that we built where she was basically shooting a projection of like the sunset and the colors, and then we assigned every song an hour of the night.
Oh my God.
And then at 2 a.m. I think it gets into like the witching hour in between. Yeah, and so like we had this. She had like stars moving around.
This is art, Emma. This is art.
I'm really proud of it.
This is incredible, and I'm jealous that I didn't work on it.
Well, next time
we have a fake. This is fake sunset.
Yeah, that's
it's not
true.
the same though. You want me to make it red? It's witching hour. I'll make it red.
We'll make it red. But yeah, I mean that was a thing. And then also, and then we brought it to this director, Brianna Lynn, who she worked on like a Choke Cherry EP that I thought the visuals were so cool for. So we asked her to do it. And she's a genius, and it went really, really well. And it was her idea, I think, to, as this night was happening, we kind of pull out after every song, and it's revealed that it's a set. So that's the other aspect of it. It's like, so you start and you're like, oh, this is a cool bedroom. And then third or fourth song in, you're like, did the wall just end? That's weird. And then you get all the way out. And the last song, Evening Star, the title track, is like, it's like the studio is like blooming with like a weird light and everything's sort of ominous and odd. And then the other aspect, one more aspect, is that I assigned each song on the album a trinket. So like a little trinket that reminds me of the song. And then we hid all of these trinkets in the bedroom. And then Kate had another projector that was projecting light onto each of the trinkets during each of the songs.
I can't hear anymore. It's just... Oh man, so was that your like biggest production yet?
Yeah.
And are you someone who, do you foresee yourself prioritizing music videos or continuing to prioritize these kind of like large live performances? I mean, maybe it's not a choice, maybe you can still do both, but I do think there are some artists who you'll virtually never find a music video from them versus other artists you'll virtually never find a live performance from them. Yeah,
I think part of the appeal of my art in general is my live performance. So when I have to decide when someone's like A or B, I am always going to choose live performance over like recorded.
It also requires less acting of you for sure if you don't find yourself
so
to be.
True.
And have you had to do that yet? Like any kind of like narrative music video?
I did one, and it was really fun. But yeah, I'm a bad actor. I mean, I was playing myself and struggling.
All it takes is a good director.
So true.
Right?
So true. And I think it came out really well because we had one. But it was just, a
good director will simplify the hell out of the shots knowing that this person has done it. Because, you can like be at the drawing board and be like, we're going to do a oneer. It's going to be a steady cam. We're going to do this, that. Then this is going to happen. And a good director will be like, this person has no acting experience. We're not going to do that. We're going to chop this up. We're going to do 3 seconds at a time. It's kind of the same way that you work with children in movies. You never do oneers on like children.
Yeah,
right?
No, I need to be handled with regard to, especially with regard to like what expression my face is making. I never know what it is at any given time. So I'm like such a bad candidate for a music video.
I was earlier when Kennedi and I were talking about camera settings, your face literally went.
I was trying to, you said ISO, and ISO. I was like, I think I've seen that, what my brain was thinking, like, I think I've seen that somewhere before in Logic Pro 10.
Whoa.
Like, sample rate with, whatever.
Maybe for them.
Someone in the comments will know and then say, you're so stupid.
No. So you've already been on the road supporting artists like Orla Gartland and MXM Tune. Mm-hmm. What has touring taught you about your music that you might not have learned just from writing or recording?
Ooh, I think the most surprising thing is that people really will relate to pieces of a song that even I don't think they'll relate to. Like Gale is about, which is on the album, Gale is about like my pet chicken that got murdered by a fox. And like no one in the audience in like Philly has had a pet chicken get murdered by a fox, maybe like one person. But even if I tell that story before the song though, then I get a lot more people coming up to me after the show going like, I shed a tear over Gale. So I think the human aspect of it, in that like kind of finding a nice way to say like, this is what it's about, especially when it could be interesting, is the main thing that I've gleaned, is like what people can latch on to when they're hearing music live. It's such a different experience from scrolling on your phone as well, because in those videos I'm trying to like grab your attention and hold it for as long as I possibly can before you slip through my fingers as a viewer, before you're scrolling up again. But, you know, in a room where you're here to see the person after me, you know, like all of a sudden I have all the power.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, what can I subject people to? I'm kidding. But
I think it's funny too because like, okay, maybe virtually no one had a pet chicken, but bet you most people had a really traumatic hamster story. Right? So
True.
It triggers something.
Something.
It triggers
There's
something.
always something.
So you just performed a Seawall session with us today. I just scratched the shit out of this table.
Hope your fingers are okay.
So you just performed a Seawall session with us today. Our whole goal with these sessions is to capture performances in a really honest way, very live, very exposed. Does that feel natural to you given how you first blew up recording in your room? Or is
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm at my most comfortable when it's like, okay, one take, there you go, bye, we're done.
Yeah.
You know?
Was there a moment during the session where you forgot the cameras were there, or were you very aware of us creeping around the entire time?
I'm pretty good at, I mentioned earlier at dissociating, like I'm pretty good at like into myself, and then the song is what's happening. And I you know, I've talked to some artists before who maybe have a similar thing going on to me and are like, okay, where I've thought about where I'm going to put my eyes. Like I need to keep them open and I need to keep them in a certain place. And I'm going to look here and then I'm going to look there and then I'm going to look down and up. And I've committed to, if I don't want to open my eyes, they're not going to be open. So I think especially on tour and on stage a lot, I'll just close my eyes during a song because it eliminates everything else. And my job is to make the sound. My job is not to keep my eyes open. So sometimes I eliminate that aspect of it and just really just focus in on like what I'm doing. And even within what I'm doing, just sometimes just let my brain and my muscles take over and just let it happen to me instead of doing it. Maybe that's bad.
Is there any one thing that you know is like your, for lack of a better word, like your trigger that like, oh, this is going to take you out? Like what's one thing someone can do that is going to like break your spell?
Faint? I mean, yeah.
Does that happen often?
Yeah, a couple times. I mean, obviously it's always terrible. I did have it happen. I think it's happened twice while I was on stage where someone just like had a medical thing. And I mean, in that moment, like obviously I'm taken completely out of it. And then I need to be like, okay, can we get like security or somebody over here? I mean, that's an art as well. And I've seen people be very smooth with like getting the crowd help.
Yeah.
But when it happens to you, like, oh my gosh, my entire face went red. And I was like, I need everyone to stay calm, but you don't want to say that out loud.
It's so helpful that you don't make like mosh pit music too.
Oh, true. I mean, yeah.
You know, if you were, you know,
moshing.
Yeah.
Is
if you
crazy.
like even not, you don't even need to, if you were just like making like Paramore's like pop punk, like even that level of like
We're
jumping up
around.
and down. Yeah.
Nobody's even nodding during my set. Like maybe one. Like this, like a nod of approval, not
like
so
a
much
soft
like a
sway.
Not even a sway. I'm in 11 too much for a sway.
Locked up. People are just the tightest you've ever seen.
I know.
In their life.
People
you should give
out of my
vouchers
shows.
for like Reiki afterwards.
So true. People leave my shows with like locked shoulders.
Yeah, I love that. You could like partner with a local acupuncturist and like send people out on their way.
But I mean that's some like medical thing happening in the crowd. I don't know why I jumped straight there.
Yeah.
That's obviously the extremist example of something that could happen.
Cool.
But I don't know, like.
Well, like it's funny. I meant something like people pulling out their phone and
No, that's
recording you
true.
with flash. Like but
Flashes,
fainting.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Flash is fine usually. Strobe, not so much. Like, I'm not good with that. You know, you have to learn these things
Have
about
people
yourself.
like thrown underwear at you on stage or anything?
No, like I'm not that kind of, you know? I mean, if they did, I'd just be like, cool. Actually, no, I'd probably run. I don't know what I'd do. No one's thrown anything at me.
Good.
And
I hope they don't.
Yeah,
But
me
I hope
too.
if someone ever does it, something like cool and relevant.
Yeah.
And not like,
What would I want thrown at me even?
please don't say it because then someone is gonna.
No, that's so true. And
Yeah,
I can't
don't.
even think of anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
A snack. Like, I don't know. Throw snacks.
but not a
at-
heavy snack. The light snack.
Goldfish.
Ooh, the snack that smiles back.
Baked goldfish.
Yes.
All right, we're going to wrap it out with a fun speed round.
Hmm.
They're going to start very silly to warm you up.
Okay.
Okay. If you were a kitchen appliance, what would you be?
Tongs.
Why?
I don't know. Okay. They're very useful.
Okay. If animals could talk, which animal would be the rudest?
A chihuahua.
Okay. If you had to delete all but 3 apps from your phone, what would you keep?
I would keep Instagram, sue me. I'd keep the notes app and I'd keep the voice memos.
Okay. I think 2 out of 3 of those don't count because they're like utilities in your phone. So
Yeah?
you get to choose 2 more.
I have one mobile game app.
Is it Farmville? Does it
It's-
bring you back to
No,
Nebraska?
it's offline games. This is not an ad for offline games, but they have all the games in there ever. They like rip off other games to put inside. And I hope that saying this also on the internet doesn't like get rid of it. They put
I hope that they like AI Photoshop you into like an approved
yes,
sponsorship.
I play so much offline games. Yeah, specifically they have like a Block Blast knockoff where it's like Tetris, but I can't stand the timed aspect of Tetris,
Okay.
so it's just static.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, static meaning?
Yeah,
the-
like it's a square, and you drag the shapes into the square, and
Oh,
then
okay.
once you
So
get
it's
a
just like
full
a Zen
line.
game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like you know.
So do you like those what's that one everyone plays? Michael, what's that sleepy Nintendo game everyone plays?
Stardew Valley?
Like, are you a Stardew Valley girl or
Yeah.
like what's the other one in the island? Animal Crossing.
I have been playing Stardew Valley with my friends recently, and we play all together, and I just fish.
Yes.
I just fish. Don't make me do the other stuff.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could instantly become an expert in something random, what would it be?
Oh, this is a really good question and hard for rapid fire. And I feel like I've known the answer in the past. Yeah, you're right.
She did a big stretch. And no one said
was so
anything, so
cute.
she had to protest.
Aw. Okay. It would be cooking. I'm so bad at cooking and baking.
Me too.
And I just so badly want to be really good at it.
I'm so bad. I spent so much money on takeout because I hate the taste of my own cooking. It's disgusting.
And also, I don't know how to grocery shop.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah,
Vegetables, fruit, it goes bad in like 2 days. How am I supposed to be healthy?
I know. I know.
God forbid we were roommates. It would be just
It would be terrible.
Okay. If you had to compete on a reality show, which one would you go on?
Oh, gosh. Okay, so the reality show I watch the most of is Drag Race, but I would. I can't sew. I can't do drag. I can't walk a runway. But sometimes there's a singing challenge. Sometimes there's like a little songwriting challenge. Sometimes they have you
But
write.
is it like later on the seasons?
No,
You
no,
still
no.
have
It's
to, like-
usually early on. They have you
Okay.
like write like a rap verse, and I feel like I don't write rap verses, but I could maybe do better than some of the queens who've been
Okay.
on.
Okay. So you're picking Drag Race.
I'd still choose Drag Race. I'd be pork chopped though. I'd be first out.
Is that a real phrase? Pork chop?
Well, the first queen to ever get eliminated on RuPaul's Drag Race, her name was Pork Chop. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was a verb
that's
to
what
get
it is.
pork chopped.
well, it is now.
What's one album you think everyone should listen to all the way through, front to back? You're like, mine coming out Friday.
No. Sorry. No, you should. But there are too many answers to this. My album of the year last year was Get Ugly by Trophy Wife. I love them. Is In Rainbows, if you haven't heard any Radiohead, a stupid answer? No, it's a good answer. But also, I'm trying to think of, oh my gosh, like songs, Adrian Lenker. I'll say that one too. Yeah, I think I was going to say Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years, but there are some songs at the end of that album that I'm like, Paul, what are you doing? But I don't know, just they don't get me. But there are some songs in there that really get me. I Do It For Your Love, Night Game is a big one. There's a solo in that one that I think is a harmonica or a melodica of some sort.
It's not giving speed round right now. It's not giving speed round.
Well, you didn't cut me off, so.
If you had to pick one alternate tuning and you could never use another one again, which one would it be?
EA, C sharp, F sharp, B, E.
That's a speed round. What is your most important tour item that is not a musical instrument?
Power bank.
Okay.
Sorry.
Practical, logical,
Need
efficient.
That. Sometimes there ain't an outlet.
Mm-hmm. A song you wish you wrote.
Sorry. A song I wish I wrote. Why is this so hard?
We Are the World.
Not a lot, just forever. Yeah, that one.
Okay. By who?
Adrian Lenker.
Cool. Do you think you could survive a week in the woods?
No.
Okay. If your life had a narrator, who would you want to voice it?
Why don't I know the names of any celebrities? My sister, Zan.
Nice.
Because she sounds like me. And then it would be like I was narrating it, and that would be most comfortable.
Great. Well, Emma, thanks for being here and spending...
You're welcome. No, thank you for having me.
Emma, thanks for being here and spending time with us. If you want to hear more from Emma, her performances are up on the Seawall Sessions YouTube, and we'll have links to all her socials so you can stay in the loop on shows and music. And her new album is, by the time we publish this, her new album will be out. Emma, tell us all about your new album in 30 seconds.
Evening Star is an album of songs you've probably heard on TikTok in the last 2 years, and now they're real. I believe in nothing now, so I don't contradict myself.
Thank you for listening. This has been Low Tide at Seawall.
Thank you.